Hola amigos de Suma Inferno, estamos aquí con Jeff de The Used, hablando de su nuevo álbum Toxic Positivity. Hey Jeff, how are you? Where are you?
I'm so good. How are you today?
Pretty good. Where are you?
I'm currently in a state called Wisconsin
Yeah.
in Madison. Yeah, very
Well,
nice, very hot outside.
we're here to talk about your new release, the new album Toxic Positivity. I have read very good reviews about it. How was the composing process? How do you feel about these critics?
I'm really happy with this record, honestly. This whole record itself was recorded in two different recording sessions. The first session was done about a year and a half or 2 years ago, and it was we did about 10 days, and every day we did a song to two songs, fully recording and finishing. So after 10 days, we had like somewhere between 10 and 13 finished songs completely. Um, and it was very dark. I mean, it was middle of the pandemic. Bert was going through some heavy things at the time, and all of the negativity and all of the vibe from everybody was very, very dark. We sat on that record. We started touring. We sat on that record for about 2 years, like I was saying, maybe a year and a half. And then Bert said, "Hey, I really want to go in and I want to try recording another 10 songs." So we got back in the studio and did another 10 to 12 songs. I can't remember the exact number for both of these recording sessions, but this second half was a little more positive. It wasn't as negative. Bert worked through some of the things he was going through. And since we started touring, it also kind of shook us out of the post, pandemic vibe. And I'd say the first half of the record, you can really hear. We did the same thing too. It was 10 songs in like 10 days, like I said. So all bass, all drums, all vocals, everything per day finished, which is, I guess, kind of wild. Where's that music coming from? That was weird. But yeah,
Well,
it was
so
really fun, really exciting.
you were pretty inspired for this new album. You worked with John Feldman as producer. Does his help you to create a better version of the Used for this new album, to create all the atmosphere you make for this?
Yeah, Feldman is amazing. We've worked with him a lot, and I think we keep going back to him because John sort of feels like family now. Um, Over the years, we would butt heads in the best way, how families do, and we've all overcome that and turned into sort of like, I mean, I look up to Feldman in many ways, and I feel like he's a brother. I feel like he helps the used out in so many ways, because he is ultimately John Feldman is the number one used fan. I've never heard anybody more excited about the used ever compared to Feldman. And what's cool about working with him for so long and so many different times is he knows how each person in the band works. He knows how each person in the band thinks. And so for him to get the best out of each person in the band, he knows the right way to go about it, which is really fun. And also, there's no weirdness. Like the way we record, anybody can say anything, anybody can do anything, and we'll test it out. We'll try it out. John's not opposed to doing anything, any way we come up with. And that's really exciting too. Plus, he has an excellent ear and he just knows.
Toxic Positivity is, I think, quite diverse with slow tracks and power and heavy drums, electronic sounds. How to found this kind of balance and make it work very well, like you did in this new album?
It really worked out. It really worked out for the best. The way this is recording two different sessions, like I said, and the first session was really dark and really angry, like I was saying. And I think that mix with how the record ends up, like the record ends with giving up, and giving up is such a positive like message and such a positive vibe. And I think the way that we recorded both of these sessions, it sort of melds together, like both of those extreme emotions sort of like flow together and lock together. And the way that the musically was done, it all, I guess that's a hard one. It all just felt natural. There wasn't a lot of fighting saying this should be this way, this should be this way. We do have another 10 plus songs, maybe 10 songs that we are going to release at some point in the future. And that might shed a little more light, I guess, on both separate recording sessions for this record.
Your last album was released just after the pandemic starts. Was such a difficult process that humanity entire has experienced. To write and record this new album was kind of a healing process for you too.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It was nice to be able to be with my friends again. We all live so far away, and so it was nice to be able to join together and work together again and kind of go through something, and talk about experiences and just hang out. I mean, like we know the most interesting thing, I guess, about the pandemic is it was everybody was involved in it. I guess the people that were denying it were involved in it, but they just didn't realize they were. But what's exciting in a way, I think it sort of made the planet and Earth and us humans a little stronger in some ways, because we like going through like a world war, except for we're all on the same side, you know. So we were all trying to get through it together. And I think maybe if we had a world therapy that we could all go to at the same time, that would really help us out. But until then, I guess we have music.
Do you really believe we learned something? We had a lot of good lessons after this traumatic experience.
Um, that's tough because I think some people did. I think we learned that life's a little we are connected in more ways than one, worldwide. And I think it made us closer in some ways. I mean, the internet really opened up, obviously, to show how close Earth is to each other, but at least all humans, at least for me, it really solidified the fact that we are all in this together, good or bad, whatever's going to happen to the Earth, good or bad, we're in it together. We're all sitting in the same boat. If we're going to go down, we're all going to go down. So we better start taking care of each other and taking care of this planet, or we're going to be fucked, you know?
Yeah, but do you really believe we still have hope as a species? Because, after this pandemic, after all this death, we still have war and disease and a lot of greed.
Yeah.
Still
Still,
hope
can you,
for us.
I am very dark about this. So if anything, I don't have the most positive outlook for the future. I don't have a very good one. But when I talk to younger kids, those younger kids, at least in America wise, and I feel like the world has it too a little more so, but me only speaking as an American from American kids, I'm seeing a really bright, shining like future if these kids can actually take control and reset everything that's fucked everything up. But if all these older people that fucked everything up are still in charge, then I don't have a very good outlook. So it's up to you kids. you know, I'm talking about teenagers, I'm talking about 20-year-olds, mostly teenagers. Like fucking save the planet, save us all, please.
Well, returning to your career as a musician, how was the return to the stage after a lot of time of break?
Oh God, it was awesome. The first tour back we did was a Coheed and Cambria tour. It was us and Coheed, and it was great because I love those dudes. They're really good live. The shows were excellent. It was so nice to be back on tour. And now, right now we're on tour with Pierce the Veil, which is some great dudes, some old friends, and some old family that we've been hanging out with, and it's been excellent being able to tour with these guys. A full tour, other than like a show, has been so nice. And it's been more of like an open door tour where everybody's bus and everybody's like dressing room backstage completely open. So all bands are intermingling with all other bands, and we're all hanging out together, which is so much fun. There's no weirdness, there's no bad vibes. We all love each other, and we're all trying just to get by together.
I know your last time here in Mexico was a bit, strange, a bit chaotic.
Oh, it was great, but yeah, it was a little wild.
But
It was
do you have
definitely
plans
wet.
to return?
Oh God, I love Mexico. I do. I love it. I love it so much. And we've had some of the best times down there. Even that show you're talking about, we got delayed a while and we went on stage. Slayer started playing too. So we were playing while Slayer was playing, which was kind of funny. We thought it was funny at least. And in the middle of our show, Slayer let off all these fireworks, which is even better. You know, playing a show and having fireworks go off. It was so much fun. I guess
And not
technically we were the headliner though, right? Because we finished last at that show. But
you have fireworks and moth and rain.
that's all of it. Yeah, all for us. It was all there. We're close to Teotihuacan too, so we got to. Well, this time I didn't go to the pyramids, but I've been there before. But yeah, I'm really excited. At some point in the next year, I would love to come back to Mexico City and all over Mexico and visit everything again. Play some really good shows. It's been way too long.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much for your time. Toxic Positivity is a great album, and really, really hope to see you here back next year.
Yeah, I can't wait. This will help. Please spread the word. Get us down there as quick as you can.
Thank you. Take care. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, bye
Goodbye.
bye.